best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian. With me is Merris. For it is a Merris Monday.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm aware the title of this episode is stupid.
I don't remember what it was.
It is the giant hairy hands of Dartmoor.
Oh.
Look, just come on a journey with me. That's all I'm asking.
Hands, you say?
Hands indeed, and they're hairy and they're big and they fly around.
They don't. They're not attached to a.
Oh no! These are disembodied hands.
No booty.
No booty.
All right. Okay.
Just hands.
Gloves, perhaps.
Nope. Gloveless. They're just naked, nude, hairy hands.
Do they touch you or anything?
They can.
Oh.
So, how can I banter at the start of the episode with a title like that?
Haunted hands.
They're not haunted. They're just hands.
But they're flying.
Sometimes, yeah. Crawling, usually.
Like the Thing.
A bit, but way bigger.
Is it the Thing or just Thing from the Addams Family?
I don't fucking know. I don't watch the Addams Family. Yeah, I'm goth and I don't watch it and I don't give a shit.
Oh my God. Hot take. Highway.
Oh God, no. Okay, so early in our podcast, and it's going to be one of the first Merris Mondays that we've done. I'll link it in the description, but we talk about weird cryptids from all over the world, like the Mongolian death worm.
Yeah.
That thing could make lightning and spit poison.
It's cool.
Pretty rad.
It's pretty metal.
It's a rad worm. Mm-hmm. But no cryptid is as weird as this one.
Does it flip you off?
No.
Okay.
The hairy hands of Dartmoor. And this is, of course, in the UK. And I just got to ask, what the fuck, England?
What the fuck, Dartmoor? Shout out to Dartmoor.
Devon.
Oh. It's
in Devon. Well, we'll get into it. So I find this one so interesting because it's just like a small stretch of road these hands appear on. Giant, disembodied, hairy as fuck hands.
Sorry.
So stupid. And haters say it's just a legend because there are a lot of accidents that happen there that get blamed on these hands.
I'm sorry. I was it was
the hands.
This is a bad episode. We gotta start over.
Teabags say maybe it's the giant flying hands causing the accidents. You ever think about that, haters?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the county of Devon, there's an area called Dartmoor. Dartmoor isn't known for just its flying, disembodied, fuzzy giant hands, but it's a creepy place in general, according to locals. So don't come at me.
Don't throw the hands.
I will not catch those hands.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not saying Dartmoor is creepy. The locals are. So don't get mad at me.
Oh.
They might be.
Okay.
So we've clearly never been anywhere.
No, I have been but it's been
you
like
have.
billion years.
But I've never. I've only been to Mexico for 15 minutes, and that's a long story I'm not getting into. But if you ask me to find Dartmoor on a map, for example, well, I fucking can't.
No, we went through the American system.
That's right. Remember, we're dumb as hell. Uh-huh. Reports of various supernatural activity abound. Strange, creeping mists that seem almost intelligent will surround a traveler so that it's impossible to see through the fog. Uh-huh. They got things called peskies.
Like fairies, basically?
Yeah, and they're just they're little men with pointed heads.
Peskies, I don't know.
Peskies. I don't know how to fucking pronounce anything.
No, again, American
I'm an
system.
idiot.
We have the banana way of measuring things.
And these hands are going to measure about 3 bananas long.
Wow, that's big.
It is. It is big. It's big hands. 3 standard bananas, not miniature bananas. The standard banana measurement.
These hands are small, I know.
Don't you sing Jewel in this house. Okay, so there have also been reports This is fucked up. Of headless goats just meandering around.
That is scary.
That would make me shit my pants. I wouldn't like it.
Right.
Because I think for sure that's 10 times scarier than flying giant hands. I don't know.
No, if this was real, like if we were out in the darkness in Dartmoor.
Yeah.
And
okay, let's go on a vision journey. Set me up.
And it's probably like it's a small town, right? It's not very big, and it's dark out.
Yeah, it's dark.
These flying monkey hands come at you.
Oh,
that would be scary.
I would be afraid. Yeah, I would be definitely afeared.
And I know it's like our podcast policy to believe people when they have a crazy story.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to actually tell you why I believe it in a little bit. Another reports have been black shadow dogs that stare at people with menacing red or yellow eyes. Now, the black dog apparition thing, I can see as somebody just saw a dog from far away.
But that's also scary, though. A scary,
scares me
menacing
less.
dog who is like, you know...
I mean, demon dogs are scary, and if
scary.
it looked like that, I'd be afraid. And I think that that's the most explainable phenomenon that the haters could look toward. They're like, oh, you just saw a dog and you're stupid.
Well, no, dogs are scary. Like,
yeah. So on a road called, stupid, B3212.
Yeah, so it would be 3212.
Which winds all through Dartmoor is where these hands appear. Now, the whole ass road has stories about a large number of accidents, but there's a particular stretch of this road between the towns of Post Bridge and Two Bridges. I'm not making this up.
They're very creative at naming.
And that's where the hairy hands show up.
Between the bridges?
Between the two bridge town names,
well,
yeah.
in a supernatural way, like bridges are like a gateway often, and supernatural stuff happens on
They got
often.
trolls under them, I hear.
Yeah, yeah.
That could explain the headless goats.
Are they eating them?
Well, you know that the Billy Goat's gruff troll under the bridge, he wants a goat to eat.
But if they have a head, they shouldn't be walking around.
They shouldn't. That's true. So what I find most interesting about this cryptid is that reports of it don't start showing up until people are driving cars. So the earliest report on them is from 1921. In my research, it says the first reports of these crazy hands was in 1910. However, I could find no examples of it written down anywhere.
Written, like a drawing of the hands.
There's all kinds of hand-related media. So we're going to go with the first official story in 1921. And this is a famous story. So a man who was a doctor named Ernest Helby worked at the Dartmoor prison, and he was the doctor there. And he was on the road between those two towns on his motorcycle. And it was March of 1921. His motorcycle had a sidecar, and in it were his wife and the prison governor's two young daughters.
Okay, sounds safe.
No. They were almost at the town of Post Bridge when the handlebars of his motorcycle pulled sharply to one side.
Uh-oh.
This caused the sidecar to detach itself, and it crashed into a grassy hill while Ernest's motorcycle crashed into a deep ditch.
See, I knew it. I knew it wasn't safe. Those type of vehicles don't seem very
No. His wife and the two girls had only minor scrapes and bruises. However, Dr. Helby died in that ditch from a skull fracture.
Oh, that's sad.
According to Shrouded Hand on YouTube, and let me just pause to say...
His name.
Oh, no, I fucking love Shrouded Hand. I love every video he puts out. His voice is so weird and amazing. There's a
lot of hand-related stuff here, though.
Oh, shit, I didn't even make that
That's what
connection.
I was saying. His name was Shrouded Hand, and this is a hand-related... episode.
Yeah, but he's super good.
Okay,
and he
cool.
tells a lot of really obscure folklore and horror stories. So if you're on YouTube, I'm going to link to his channel. He's amazing. I got a lot of information for this episode from his video and from Dartmoor's fucking tourist website. This is not a bonus to your town, y'all. This is scary.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay us.
No.
So anyway, according to Shrouded Hand, there are two stories about the Dr. Ernest Helby event. Uh-huh. So I'm going to tell them both because I think they could both be possible.
Okay, possible.
Possibly.
Okay.
A doctor and his family were traveling to Cherry Brook Farm when they happened upon the scene directly after the crash occurred. Now, this doctor saw that Ernest was already dead, so he went to help Ernest's wife and the two little girls. Ernest's wife was not injured, but she was in shock. She told the doctor that Ernest lost control of his motorcycle, and then she mumbled some nonsense about hairy hands.
Okay.
The other version of this story is that when one of the little girls was questioned by police after the fatal accident, she told the police officer that just before Ernest lost control of his motorcycle, she'd seen two giant hairy hands flying through the air that descended on the handlebars of the motorcycle, and it was the hairy hands that tugged the handlebars, causing the crash.
It's messed up.
It is messed up. And here's
Dangerous ass hands.
There's some danger hands. So this is like my theory on how both those stories could be possible.
Okay.
The doctor could have come along to see that Dr. Helby was dead and then heard his wife mumbling about hands. And then the police show up directly afterwards. I think that's entirely possible.
There's just a lot of chaos going on, you know?
I mean, there's hands flying around.
Right.
People are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The little girl then said that she and her sister went over to the crashed motorcycle to see if they could help Ernest, and that they saw the hairy hands still holding onto the handlebars.
Wow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So the stories continue. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things where there's a lot of misinformation, like the telephone game. So I'm going to just present to you the stories that I found, and I'll point out the inaccuracies as I go. 2 months after Ernest's death in March of 1921, an Army officer said that he was driving along the same stretch of road between Post Bridge and Two Bridges when a pair of giant hairy hands grabbed his steering wheel and forced him off the road, which is quite rude.
Is this just, do you think, like a ghost Bigfoot, or?
No. I don't like Bigfoot, so no.
No, you're anti-Big Feet.
I am anti-Big Feet. Yeah. To note, my research says either March or June of 1921 for the first incident. And I'm only pointing that out in case y'all look it up. And y'all look up these unhelpful hands to research on your own. And that way you won't say, oh, Lillian was wrong, because I'm not. So I'm just making sure. In 1924, a young couple were in a caravan, which is a British word for camper or RV. It was late at night and both were asleep. Suddenly, the woman wakes up and sees a giant, hairy, disembodied hand crawling on the window of the caravan.
Nope, that's a nope thing.
She said she felt strongly that it wanted to do her and her husband harm. And like I said, I know that the idea, of giant, hairy hands is stupid. But think about it late at night crawling on your window.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I'd pee the bed.
Yeah, more than usual.
People are going to think bad things.
I know.
Merris.
I'm just trying to make... I'm just here for jokes.
Yeah. Anyway, she makes a sign of the cross, and the hands disappeared because apparently hairy hands hate Jesus.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It sure does. After all these weird stories about hairy hands causing motor vehicle accidents, the press got into it. They did a full-scale investigative report and supposedly concluded, like the haters that they are, that a weird camber in the road was to blame for all of this. Now, as an Arkansan, I had no idea what the fuck a camber is, so I Googled it, and it means a curve or bend in the road.
Okay.
England, I gotta talk to you for a second. What you doing? What are you doing with the words?
You calling a cat a moggy?
Oh, I'll get to that. The rest of us are confused with your sponges and spanners and lifts and cambers. Moggies, for Christ's sake. Just say cake, wrench, elevator, bend, and kitty.
Kitty.
The queen is dead, and you don't have to use her English anymore.
Do they want to use ours? I don't think they want to use ours.
Why not? It's perfectly good.
American English is not perfectly good.
Suck my butt. Yes, it's fine.
Okay, moving on.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I feel like y'all have you call it English, but then you have your own little funny words.
They got
I don't
cute
know what's
words.
going on.
They put cute words and stuff.
Aluminium. Come on. Why are you putting so many syllables in that word?
Syllables, yeah.
It's too many. So back to this camber, and of course I mean bend like a normal person. So the bend in the road was really like steep and intense and sudden, and it was believed to be the cause of these accidents on the road in Dartmoor. However, shortly after the incidents, the camber was fixed, yet shit was still going on. In 1961, a young man was on the road on his motorcycle. Again with the motorcycles.
They're dangerous.
The hands don't like them. He was headed to another town on an errand for his landlady. When he returned, he was all freaked out and pale. He said while he was on that creepy stretch of road, he felt two much larger and much hairier hands over his that tried to force him off the road.
Those dick hands again.
Man. In 1962, a lady traveling on that stretch of road caught those hands. She was traveling along the road and realized she was lost, so she pulled over to look at her map. As she's looking at the map, she feels strange, like she's being watched, and there's a cold chill. She looks up from her mop. Fuck off me. And there, pressed against the windshield, are huge hairy hands. Oh, come on, that would be so scary.
I would be scared. I would be very startled.
She tries to scream, but she finds herself frozen in fear. And ooh, did you notice that?
Yeah.
Once again, like all weird phenomenon, people find themselves paralyzed. And you might say, nah, she was just scared. Y'all, I have been scared lots of times, and the first thing I do is holler.
Yeah, you just sort of freeze.
I ain't ever been so scared that I didn't holler.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that. I think we all can make stupid noises. I think that, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think something else was afoot. Or a hand here.
I see what you did.
Did you?
You wrote that down, didn't you?
I did write it down because I was like, oh, that's good. It's not good. It just doesn't. I disappointed myself, but it's fine. After a few moments where she's paralyzed, unable to move or scream, she finally snaps out of the paralysis and really lets loose a good holler. And the moment that she does, the hands disappear into thin air. She drives the fuck away because obviously. Later, she meets up with her friends in a nearby town and she's like, y'all, I saw a hand and it was hairy.
Not the hand of God.
No. And she expected her friends to go like, girl, you are disturbed. But instead they're like, yep.
The hands.
The hands strike again. Because they all lived in the area and heard the legends. In 1992, a man crashed his car on that stretch of road, and it was a bad accident. He flipped his car a couple times. This man was also a doctor. I find that interesting. It's like if you're a motorcyclist or a doctor, these hands will try and kill you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The doctor said he felt a very evil presence, and then something jerked the steering wheel so hard that he couldn't control it. Damn. Fuck these hands.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You could fuck the hands. I mean, feasibly.
Lillian, no.
Well, we have to put these hands on the cryptid fuckability scale.
You can't. You can't.
They could be attached to a very handsome, invisible, hairy man.
No, you can't.
Fuck the hands?
No, but the hands could.
Fuck you.
Give you a job.
A hand job,
Yes,
I think is
yes,
the word
that's-
you were looking
that's
for.
where
Just
I was
any
going.
job. Come work at McDonald's, say the hands.
You know, they would be very employable if you could get them to, like, you know, do the fries or
That's
something.
true. They're just flying around. They could reach shit,
They
no
could be
problem.
earning a wage.
These freeloading hands.
These murdering, freeloading, hairy hands.
Oh no, that's so stupid. Okay.
I'm sorry, teabags.
We are sorry. No, we're not. In 2008, an hour before midnight, a man was driving along the Hairy Hands Road when he too felt very cold in his car. It was so cold in the car, his hands started going numb.
His hands.
His
were
hands.
fucking up.
Then, big hairy hands, the man called them paws, grabbed his hands trying to steer the car into a ditch.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Hands, take the wheel! No! What if it is Jesus?
Jesus is not that hairy.
You don't know.
No, I don't.
Maybe Jesus has a hair problem.
Why is he murdering people in England?
He's had it. He's like, these are not the sins I died for, and he's just killing everybody.
I wanted
now.
him to take the wheel, but not like that.
Oh, God almighty. Oh, before I go on, the cryptid fuckability scale.
Oh, right.
As you know, Chupacabra stands at 0.
It's a dog.
Mothman's a 10.
You love Mothman.
I'd hit that.
You love him.
The, shut up. The Flatwoods or Fartwoods monster, as we call it, very low, farty smell,
find
not
them
into
attractive.
it. Don't find that attractive. I
What
do
about
like his outfit.
A standard gray.
That's not a cryptid, that's an alien.
I feel they're the same.
I feel you need to get up out of this house. No, that doesn't count. And no, I wouldn't. Look, I like short guys, but that's pushing it. It's leprechaun sized. Yeah. I'm not into that.
And they don't usually have any visible genitalia.
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, they got hands.
This is making it very complicated.
I'm aware. I'm going to put the hairy hands at a 4.
Wow, that's higher than I thought.
Well, you could always say what them hands do, and then it shows you, and that's kind of sexy.
Do you like kiss them like...
like they make a mouth?
Yeah, like Jennifer Lopez and...
no, South Park. You could do that, but that's dumb. I was just thinking they're going to mess with your pants situation.
Right. They're going
And
to
they
do
don't.
a job.
Here's why I put them at a 4, possibly a 5. They don't have any visible genitalia. You don't have to return the favor.
Right. They're very giving hands.
Kind of murdery, which adds a sense of danger.
Right. Choking and stuff.
Ooh. They might get carried away, though.
Yeah, they would, considering what they've done to the handlebars.
Yeah, I don't think I'd trust them to choke me out, but, like, they could at least do other things, a little fondling.
How many podcast listeners have we lost this episode?
Lots. It's fine.
Yeah,
we do what we want.
Yeah, we're trying.
So anyway, this man... In 2008, the hands are upon him.
Okay.
He is fighting the hands. He fights them off successfully 3 times because they're attempting to wreck his shit. Then the hands disappeared in a bright, blinding flash of light. The man said the hands left behind a foul smell of sulfur.
They're demon hands.
Fuck those hands. Farting up his car, trying to kill him.
Yeah, right? These are aggressive.
They're quite aggressive, these hands. So I'd like to point out how much in common this has with the UFO phenomenon. Going numb, getting paralyzed, flashes of light, a bad evil presence feeling.
A smell. We've discussed that in the Fartwood monster.
Smell. Yeah. Inability to shout or talk. These are often reported in UFO close encounters. So here's the story of the origin, supposedly, of the hairy hands. And
it has lore.
These hands have lore.
Okay.
Yes. So... yeah, they think it's the ghost of a former gunpowder worker. Gunpowder back then was made with sulfur and saltpeter, so that would explain the smell. The old factory is now a pottery studio, but is at about the halfway point on the stretch of road between Portbridge and Two Bridges. The legend of the ghost is that there was a blacksmith who repaired the factory's machines. He was well known for his... big hairy hands.
He was known for his mitts?
He was known. What a thing to be known for.
That's terrible.
That's like Lillian's ass is so fat that when she walked by stuff, she knocked it over. And that's why the ghost knocks over things. It's Lillian's big fat ass.
Don't mind him. It's just Johnny Big Hands.
Right? I just think that's rude.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's why he's killing people with his big hands. He's like, that's all I'm known for, fine.
Meaty mitts.
Meaty mitts. So, because it was a gunpowder factory, there was always a lot of explosive dust in the air.
It was just exploding a lot.
It was, actually. So, workers had to wear special shoes fitted with ropes because static electricity in the factory meant boom.
Scary.
Yes. So one day the blacksmith came into work and he'd been to the pub first and he was drunk as fuck and forgot his special work shoes. He was wearing steel-studded boots, so he fucking exploded.
Wow.
The only parts of this dude they found were his big-ass hairy hands.
I hate this story.
So stupid.
It's not true, is it?
Yeah, that's the legend.
No. Oh, that's the legend.
Yes, it is. It seems a little on the nose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems
on
too
the
much.
hand.
It's too much.
It's a stupid story.
A stupid lore.
I mean, hairy hands flying around the English countryside trying to kill people on the road is also stupid.
Yes.
But it's so weird. You have to ask yourself why anyone would lie about it.
Okay. Do you want to tell your story?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I don't even get embarrassed, but this is so stupid. So, okay, y'all. I have 2 desks. I have one in my room, which is where we record the podcast. I have one in the living room, which is a beautiful bay window, and it looks out into the forest. It's very nice. Always deer in the yard and cute animals. But at night, you can't see shit. It's black. Like, we don't have street lights. And so one night I'm sitting there farting around playing Elder Scrolls Online or like writing or something. And I see something out of the corner of my eye. I look up and there's a big cartoon hand, like a Mickey Mouse hand, just kind of for scale, 2.5 bananas at least.
That's large.
That's a large hand.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, because that's the noise you make when you see a big cartoon hand in the window. And it disappeared.
Yep.
It just kind of back into the darkness.
Yeah, that's spooky.
It really disturbed me and upset me.
Right. So, but it wasn't no hairy murder hand.
It wasn't hairy, and it was just kind
How
of
many fingers
bouncing
did
around.
you think it had?
I think it had only 4.
Okay.
Like a cartoon hand would.
Yeah. That's spooky, though.
I know. It just really puzzled me. What does it mean?
I don't know what it means. No one can verify if it's true, but
No,
it
because I
happened
was
to
by
you.
myself, and now I sound like a crazy idiot.
Right, well, we are. Backwoods idiots, that's us.
Oh, yeah, I get my triple X jug in my overalls.
Yep, I got my little hay thing in my mouth. That's how I record.
It is how he records, as a matter of fact.
Except I'm from Michigan.
No, you've had to let them roots go.
Oh, yeah. I'll never be back.
You're a Yankee carpetbagger no more.
That's true. It's true.
Literally arrived.
I haven't eaten any roadkill yet, though, so I don't know if I'm an official.
Ooh, I haven't either. It's unnecessary.
Okay.
It's unnecessary. We're past that now. It's modern times. They sell meat at the store.
Hot dogs.
But I mean, I think that's kind of a thing of the phenomenon, though, because we talk about it literally every time, is that it's absurd and silly.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we feel it's a hallmark that probably happened to you is no one in their right minds would have made up that story. Like, it's just too weird.
And from 1921 all the way to the year 2008, people are talking about it.
This blacksmith got to chill. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's that origin story is good. So, like a lot of legends, things get lost along the way. So take the story of the couple in the RV as an example. That story happened as it was told, but not in the year it was claimed to have happened. It actually took place in the 60s, and it was from a woman who wrote a book on the folklore of Devon. Her family lived in a caravan on the ruins of the old powder mill before it became the pottery studio, and the rest is just how it happened. The mother of this woman saw the hand crawling on the caravan's window and knew that the hand hated them and wished to hurt them. She also knew that nothing could hurt it. Like, she just had this feeling
bullets would have bounced off of it.
It was an invincible hairy hand.
Jesus.
So she prayed and did the sign of the cross, and that's when the hand fucked off. Except it didn't disappear. It slowly crawled down the window.
No, that's scary.
It's not any good. So there's another common thing that happens with the phenomenon, because think about it. If you saw a big-ass hairy hand and you knew was evil and wanted to kill you crawling around on your RV, you'd wake up your spouse and say, "You won't believe what the fuck I just looked at."
Uh-huh. I mean, I first would think it's a tarantula or something.
Yeah, but we'd go outside, we'd look for the hand, we'd talk all night about the hand.
Like we did with your Mickey Mouse hand?
We did talk a lot about it.
What the fuck was that? I don't know. And it wasn't a person.
But this woman's mother said a sense of peace came over her and she just went to sleep. That is so common. Yeah. For example, somebody will wake up in the middle of the night and see one of them little gray alien fuckers in their room, and they'll just go... and then they'll go back to sleep.
Yes.
And then in the morning, they're like, why the fuck did I go back to sleep? That is scary.
Then you think, well, I must have had a lucid dream or something.
That is exactly what people think, yes.
Yeah.
But that's the tale of the hairy hands of Dartmoor.
I'm out of jokes. That was hilarious. I don't know what even to think of it.
I know, it's very silly, but I do want y'all to think, like, sit in a dark room and imagine you look at the window and there's a giant-ass hairy hand there. You'd freak out.
My only thought is it a hand? Because that one man used the word paw. Is it more monkey-like or man-like?
It has been described more man-like than monkey-like.
Okay, because it seemed, in my mind, it's
and
more
it comes out at
animal-like.
broad daylight, too. I don't give a fuck what time it is.
So it's a man's hand.
Well, I mean, the gender of the hand is unknown. Just that it's huge and hairy.
Well, again, one guy used the word paw.
Well, remember, his was the only story that took place at like late at night where he had no light to see.
I just want it to be animal-like because that's how I imagine it.
I imagine it is just like Italian hands flying through the air.
That is...
Like we get the Italian hands.
No!
Because Italians is hairy. No offense, y'all. I like a fuzzy dude. It's okay. Fuzzy ladies are fine, too.
We'll do a genealogy on that blacksmith.
I don't think he existed, so I looked into it.
Yeah.
There were, in the late 1800s, several explosions at that gunpowder factory. But it never listed one explosion didn't kill anybody, and then the other explosion killed like 9 people. So, I mean, it's possible, but I just fucking doubt it's stupid.
Then why is it only 1? There should be like 9 hands, like all holding hands.
That's too many goddamn hands.
But you see, there's 2 hands for each guy, so it's 18 hands, an army of hands from that explosion.
Yo, that's too many hands.
I don't know if I mathed
can't
it right.
cope. I can't cope. I don't think you mathed. Yeah, you mathed it right.
Okay, because again, the American
Man,
system.
we are fucking stupid as hell. It's embarrassing. But I did want to tell you a fun fact.
I do like fun facts.
In Brazil, there is a legend of the hairy leg, or perna cabeluda.
Sorry about
that.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all could put together all of the hairy floating body parts.
Disembodied.
And make one guy.
I think it's one guy.
But he's just all over the world.
One large man.
Yeah, one large man.
Oh, no.
So in Puerto Rico, there is La Mano Pulua.
Very sorry about it.
Hairy hand in English.
Okay.
So they got their own. Now we got 3 hands. We got one more hand than we need.
They're linking around the world.
They are, and the Dutch have a legend of a talking headless torso. Like it has a face on the torso.
Ooh, I don't like that.
But we put those things together, and we've got almost a full guy.
We have
an abomination unto the Lord, but almost a full guy.
a Voltron or whatever, a Megatron, whatever.
A Voltron, for sure, yeah, Voltron.
A Transformer. I'm stupid.
Not a Transformer.
Oh.
Transformers are robots in disguise.
Oh.
And a Voltron is all the different vehicles come together to form one guy.
A chimera, yeah.
A chimera? Mm-hmm. No, just a mech. Like, why are you this way?
I don't know.
You're so smart and so dumb at the same time.
It's true.
It's charming.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Do you want to go to prom?
Yes, I do.
That's hot. All right, so now a little business time. Hey, y'all. I've been writing good books lately, and not all of them are just nasty and sexy. You know. I've been writing some, like, horror and other things.
Interesting.
So, yes.
Tell us more.
That's all I'm going to tell you, because you can read the sample chapters for free on Amazon, and you'll find the links to that in our link tree.
Go to the link tree.
Click upon it.
Click upon it.
Oh, and there you will find what, Merris?
Links.
That's correct.
Links to what?
Links to our writing, our art, our Patreon, our Discord, which is never behind a paywall. We just get in there for free. You don't have to pay nothing. That's a free thing for you.
Yeah, you can shout, like, come in and say hi.
You can come in and say, hello, I'm from England, and I found your jokes offensive.
Hello, I speak Portuguese, and I'm very offended at how you pronounce those things.
And I will say, I am sorry. You're right. I'm wrong and bad. Mm-hmm. And then you can join our Patreon. Like, I'm going to have photos for this case, and there'll be a public post on Patreon, so you can go look at it. Of course, no one's taken a picture of the hairy hands, but there's some real good artist renderings.
I love
it. So good.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all the stuff, and that's the business we have.
All right. Until next time, P-Bang.
Well, not yet.
Oh.
You're jumping the gun. You got somewhere to be?
Absolutely not.
The other room to play Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
So I'm going to announce next month's theme. Are you excited?
Yeah.
It is held captive. And basically that means we're going to be talking about the survivors of people who've been kidnapped and held in captivity for some period of time.
That sounds scary.
It's going to be a rough month. Yes. But interesting. I find the stories pretty inspirational. The people who survived are stronger than I will ever be.
Yep.
But anyway, thank you all for listening. And if all you can do to support our podcast is listen, well, I appreciate it very much and love you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks.
Find us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Willie B.